Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan for attending. We're going to begin lesson 2 today, inshallah. Before we start lesson 2, I'm going to go over the homework, answers to the homework, and the answers to the test. Somebody can't hear the audio. Can you just please confirm you can hear me? I think what you need to do, brother, is on the bottom left of your Zoom window, click on that mic button, and then it should allow you to start hearing audio. That's the one, yeah, audio button. Yeah. Right, so let's start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So the homework, we're going to go over the homework first, inshallah. So question 1 was, write 2 ways you can tell a word is feminine. Include an example for each. So I just took them out of the slides. You know, all the information should be contained within the slides that are within your booklet. So the first way you can tell, and it's the most obvious way, it's like the predominant way, most feminine words are going to be in this top category here. Any word that ends with a ta marbuta, remember the ta that is tied up, yeah, into a circle, then that is an indication that the word is feminine. So ayatun, the ta marbuta, when it's joined to the previous letter, it looks like this here. Ayatun, jannatun. When it's not attached to the previous letter, then it looks like this one here. It's the same thing. So jannatun is feminine because it ends in a ta marbuta. And ayatun is feminine because it ends in a ta marbuta. So that's the first way. And the examples, 2 examples are given. The second way is if the word itself is a woman. If the word itself is a woman, meaning a daughter. This one means daughter. This one means mother. There's no ta marbuta at the end. It doesn't matter because this is the second category. A word that is a woman itself. So grandmother, granddaughter, you know, women, etc. Mother, grandma, niece. Them are all feminine words. So them are the 2 we have learned. There are others, but they're very small in number. So we're just going to cover 2 in this course. Everybody happy with that? Just one person types yes, that's good enough for me. I know, still awake. Right. So I just want to also mention something else, which is when I taught this class previously, you know, the homework, I mean, you know, if you do the homework, it's beneficial for yourself. I'm not going to see that you've done the homework. But there were 2 students who were exceptional in the class. I asked those students, one was a brother, one was a sister. I asked them, have you ever done Arabic before? Because you're getting top marks for the test and you're really doing well. They both said we've never done Arabic before. So I was wondering now, okay, they're dedicated, but I asked them, do you always do your homework? They said, yes, we do it all. Right? So homework is key because what homework does, it makes you go back over the notes and revise. This writing this down is helping you to revise. Can you name that person, please? I don't want to. They might not appreciate that I mentioned their name. You might not even know them. They might both be on here. I'm not sure. Right? So yeah. So I don't want to mention the person's name. They might not, you know, be happy with that. Right? So next one. Translate the following. Right? So translate the following. And this course is about translating the Quran. Maybe it's me. And maybe if you put your real name on there, I'll be able to let you know. If that's your real name, it's not you. I don't know. You might have been somebody, but the 2 I'm talking about. Okay. I don't remember that name. Sorry. Right. Okay. Translate the following. Right. A. tilka al-jannatu, right? Tilka al-jannatu. So obviously for the homework, you can use your notes. The main word I was after is this one here, the meaning of tilka. The meaning of tilka is that, right? That, or that is in the sentence. That is. And al-jannatu is the paradise. So these should all be in your notes somewhere. So tilka al-jannatu, that is the paradise. Next one, B. Hadha. We've done hadha, remember? Hadha. Hadha. And this, again, me going over this homework and going over the answers in the test is part of the sort of one of the benefits of it. Yeah, inshallah, it's going to solidify what you've learned. So we're just going over it again, over it again, over it again. Keep going over something, like someone who's doing hifz of the Quran. You keep going over it until you've memorized it. So we're going repeating these, you know, knowing that there's some benefit in this, inshallah. So hadha adhabun, this is, okay. Hadha would mean this. When you put it in the sentence, the is will come out. This is a punishment. This is a punishment. And the last one, C, هذه سبيل, this is a way. This one here is masculine, هذا, because adhabun is masculine. Sabilun, this is هذه, is feminine. An easy way to remember, look, this is هذا, this is هذه. هذه is for feminine words, and a way you can think about it is that ha looks like a ta marbuta. This one doesn't have it, that's masculine. This one has a ha that looks like a ta marbuta, so it's feminine. It's just a way to remember it, right? That looks feminine from far. If you do this to your eyes, you can't see the two dots on the ta. It looks like a ta marbuta, right? Or it's a ha. So hadihi is feminine way of saying this is. Sabilun is one of those feminine words that we've not covered yet. Let me just see what the comment was. So the test, somebody's asking, how do you see the marks in your tests? When you've completed the test, the button should say view score. So you click on that and it should give you your score. Also, if you put your email in the test, it will send you an email and you can see your answers and you can see your mark on email as well for your own record. Right, okay, sorry. How you written? Okay, somebody's asking about how can you tell if it's a punishment or the punishment. We're going to cover that today, inshallah. For each noun, so question 3, for each noun in the Arabic terminology slide, so that's the slide that we covered last week, that's titled Arabic terminology, write the Arabic way of saying either this is, that is, or it is. And now this requires you to write a bit of Arabic, yeah? I know it's not a course to teach you how to write Arabic, so if you can't write in Arabic, just write it in the English transliteration. I should maybe take this sentence out and make it in another way so you don't have to even write Arabic. Okay, but it's in there, so we have to do it, right? So, for example, kitabun, I've written here, for example, hadha, right? It's masculine, so I'm going to use the masculine way of saying it, hadha. I'm not going to say hadihi. Next one, rajulun is masculine, so I can either say hadha or dhalika. I chose here, dhalika rajulun. Next one, qalamun is a pen. So you can either, and it's masculine. So you can either say hadha or dhalika. Next one, filun is an elephant. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل. Yeah, in the Quran. Filun, the story of the elephant. Right, so elephant is masculine, so I could either use hadha filun or dhalika filun. And this one is masculine or feminine? Which one? Good, good. Right, feminine because of the ta marbuta, right? So now we can't say hadha or dhalika. We can't say that. It's going to be hadhihi or tilka. Hadhihi baqaratun, this is a cow, or tilka baqaratun, that is a cow. Everybody happy so far? Okay. If you haven't done your homework and you've not done your tests and you've not done your vocabulary, you might not make the course. You might not come, you might drop out halfway, because you need to keep on top of your homework, on top of your revision, because every week we move on and we don't stop. So you get a new set of words this week, another set of words next week, another sort of structure and something to learn in the Arabic language for next week. We don't stop, we continue, right? So please, please, please keep up. Yeah. Right. How would you say it is? We're going to cover that later on, inshallah. Excellent. Right. Learn all the words in the vocabulary list. So, alhamdulillah, looking at the tests and looking at the results from the vocabulary list test, alhamdulillah, everybody, generally did well. Lots of people got top marks. One or two people got something low. You just need to go over and revise. And what really matters, of course, if you get a 100%, that's good. But what really matters is that you don't forget it the next few weeks. You retain it. And that depends how you learned it. If you learned everything on the night before, you're going to forget it. Quite likely you'll forget it. If you learned it over the days, like the Saturday and the Sunday and Monday, and you went over it again and again, and you visited it many times, then inshallah it'll be sitting in your long-term memory. So don't look at the ones you get wrong in the test as my bad. Look at it and think, that's the one I need to revise more. This is the one I need to go back and correct. This is my weakness here. I need to make it better. So it doesn't matter. I see your results, but nobody else does, right? Except you and me. So it's for your own record. I'm not going to publish them anywhere, so don't worry about that. It's just for your own records, for your own self. I just look at it generally to see, are people getting it right, or have I made some big blunder and everybody's getting it wrong? So it helps me understand as well how people are taking the information in. So learn all the words in the vocabulary list. So what I want to do is, when I used to do the class in the masjid and I had students in front of me, I would pick on them and I'd say, okay, give me the answer. So they had to learn it. Over here, I can't do that, right? So I'm just gonna ask people and just write it down, right? So al-akhirah, al-akhiratu. What is al-akhiratu? Good. I give time for people to type. Good, good. Excellent. Good. Al-akhirah, al-akhiratu, 112 times. Remember, these numbers in red are generally, okay? They might be a bit lower than the actual number, right? But around 112 times, right? Al-akhirah, right? We always talk about it, right? So this is something that we know maybe already. Next one, sama'un. This is the singular. Samawatun, that's the plural. What does this word mean? Excellent, good. Good. Excellent, right? It means heaven or sky, and then the plural, skies, heavens. And remember what I said last week? When it says this, it's not talking about Jannah. It's talking about the universe, like the sky we see, right? The sky that we see, and right? So it's not talking about Jannah. And we know there's seven skies, seven heavens. That's not seven Jannahs, that's seven skies basically. And then Jannah starts. Right? Al-ardu, samawati wal-ardi. How many times does that combination come in the Quran? Heavens and the earth. Good. It's what we're on now, the earth. Al-ardu, al-ardu. So it's essential that you know these words, because even if you learn the structure of Arabic, you need to know the meaning of, lots of words, handful of words. And all the vocabulary in this course and the other words you learn in this course totals up to something like 40% of the words in the Quran, because this one comes up 311, this one comes up, so the occurrence, you're going to hit over 40%, inshallah. So you're learning the most frequently occurring words in the Quran, roughly. Right, next one. Al-haqqu, al-haqqu, al-haqqu. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. The truth, reality. Also an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or name. Khayrun, better. Yeah, I mean, even good. You say Jazakallah khair, may Allah reward you. Good. Ad-deenu, ad-deenu, lakum deenukum waliya deen. Deen, religion, religion. Also, it has these other meanings as well. Yawmuddin, day of judgment. Rabbun, Rabbana atina, Rabbana ighfir lana, Rabbi ja'alni, Rabbi Allah, Lord. 968. So it's kind of talking about 1,000 times in the Quran the word Rabb comes in. It's different sort of, like it might be Rabbuka, Rabbana, but Rabb, yeah, that is used nearly 1,000 times, approximately 1,000 times. Sabilun, and the plural is subulun. Excellent, right? A path and paths. 166. Adabun, 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 right? Even when you say this word, look, how do you say it? Adabun. The a is harder to say, right? So that may be a sort of way to remember, indication of something difficult, right? Adabun, punishment. $322. So average out, that's like about 10 times in each juz. So it's coming all over. Azimun, azimun, azimun. Even this one, it sounds like azim, azimun, right? Great, magnificent, awesome. So parents say that azabun azimun, magnificent punishment. Narun, waqina azab an-nar. Fire. 145. So somebody's putting the number, a sister's putting the number with it. Have you learnt the numbers as well? We're really impressed. You learnt the numbers as well. You learn the numbers as well. Fire 145. Did you learn that fire comes 145 times in the Quran? Did you learn the numbers in red as well? Okay, no response at the moment. Okay. Next one, Nurun. Nurun. Good. All right. Okay. Nurun is light, 43. 43. So these words, get them in your head. Look how many times they're coming in. You need to put these words in your head. Go over them again and again and again. You know, I think sometimes we have some Quizlets. I think some of the students to make a Quizlet thing. Last year I know a sister did it, and previous times somebody's done it. I'll see if I can dig them out, inshallah, and I put them on, and it's just Quizlet cards where you can, you know, practice yourself with these words. You know, people have different ways of learning. For me, it's just a solid, no visuals, just solid sit down and just learn, repeat, repeat, learn, repeat, repeat. That's my way of learning. But everybody has different ways. Some people like it to have flashcards, and other people like to have Quizlets, and you know, everybody has their own way. So, you know, people put it on the wall. You might want to put it on your wall before you go to bed, just to, you know, just read them and go to sleep. You know, right. So the homework is done. Now we're on to the test. Alhamdulillah, the test results were quite good as well. Generally, everybody got, you know, either top marks or just slightly under. Again, we're just repeating again. State two ways a word can be feminine, and you know, if the word ends in a ta marbuta, we just done it. If the word refers to a female. So these are multiple choice answers. So I put some confusing answers there to just, you know, a bit of fun, right? So here are the two answers. How can you tell if a word is masculine? Answer is if it doesn't fall into the female category. So if it's not one of the, you know, described female ways, then assume it to be masculine. And also in the Telegram group, I sort of put the questions in there that are likely to be in the test or similar questions to the test. So you get three ways. One's the homework, one's the questions in the Telegram group, and then one is the test. Right, so I'm hoping three sort of doses of, you know, information helps. Next one, translate the following. And this is the whole reason we're doing this, okay? Wahuwa mu'minun. Now, because we haven't done the word mu'minun, you weren't tested on that. All the answers were a believer, a believer, a believer. It's how it started. Yeah, is it? And she's a believer, and he is a believer. I've just realized something. We've not covered this one. This is from, so remember this, yes, last week when I told you that this is the first time I'm running this course, and I just realized we've not done wahua. So I didn't expect you to get this one. I don't expect you to get this one right. I just realized now. In the previous level 2 class, we covered this word, right? So everybody's off the hook. Yes, I couldn't find it. Okay, Jazakallah khair. I just realized now that this is from the previous test. We've not covered this in this course. So inshallah, I'll take this slide out. I'll take this one out, inshallah. Okay, we did this one, okay? Hada. Okay, my apologies. Yeah, you got that one. If you got the first one wrong, that's my fault. I put a question in the test that we're not covered. Right? That's covered in the second course. So this is a day. Hada, this is a day. ذلك الكتاب. ذلك means that is. And al-kitabu means the book. So that is the book. Here, fitnatun. So fitnatun means a test. Here again, so here is another one we haven't done. Right? Here we haven't done. So if you got here wrong, don't worry about it. I need to take here out. We'll cover here and huwa in lesson maybe 5. Somewhere along there. Inshallah. Yeah, here can mean she is, or it is if you're talking about a feminine thing. And huwa means he is, or it is if you're talking about a masculine thing. We'll cover that inshallah in the later lesson. Tilka al-jannatu. Tilka al-jannatu. So Jannah we know is paradise, and tilka means that is. That is. And it's tilka and not dhalika, because tilka is feminine. And also I just noticed here dhalika is written wrong there. Dhalika is written wrong. That alif shouldn't be there. So that's two things I need to correct. هذه النار. هذه النار. هذه, this is. And النار is the fire. Okay? So apologies for here and huwa. But inshallah there's some benefit in it. You'll maybe get acquainted with that word. And when we come to do it, you'll say, okay, I've seen that word before. Inshallah. Right. Quranic Arabic lesson 2. And I think today's lesson will be short. I don't think all the lessons are going to last 2 hours. That was my estimation based on the previous level 2 class I've done. This is cut out version, so we might finish maybe at Maghrib time. Allahu Alam. Right, lesson 2. Everybody ready? So I'm hoping we've just re-revised everything we did last week, right? And that's maybe sunk in a bit more, yeah? Not yet. You're not ready yet? 1 second. Okay, 1 second's gone. Right, okay. Right. Right, okay, so a bit of information now. Remember when I said last week that the default endings for nouns is double dhamma? That's a double dhamma, right? It looks like this in computer format with that little thing there, okay? Can we get a book like a previous? Yeah, just put it in the group, ask in the group, and I'll try to give you that. If that's what you're asking for, the book for level 2, I'll give you that, inshallah. Right? So kitabun it means a book. And remember, I said the default, when you write a noun down, it always ends in double dhamma, double pesh, right? So kitabun is how you write it. Sometimes something is going to happen in the sentence. Something usually is going to happen before in the sentence that is going to cause the double dhamma to change, right? These are different cases in Arabic. This is a case ending in double dhamma. This is another case. We just call it another case, right? This is another case, right? So 3 cases here. Sometimes a word is going to come in a sentence that is going to cause a default case to change to this or that, right? The good thing is it's already written in the Quran. And we're not going to go into a lot. We'll do a bit, but we're not going to do a lot. Like what causes it to change. We're not going to go into that too much, right? But default is this, and it means a book. Kitaban also means a book. This is the take-home message from this one. Kitabin also means a book. So whichever case the word is in, if it's in a double dhamma ending case, or it's in a double fatha ending case, or whether it's in a double kasra ending, the meaning of the word doesn't change. The meaning of the word is still the same. So if I say masjidun, masjidan, masjidin, it still means a masjid. Are we happy with that? Something is going to cause the case to change from the default, and it's going to be written like this or written like this, because that's the grammar. You see, this ending here is the grammar of the word. It's like the grammar of the word, and that grammar may change depending on some grammar rules that have been applied before in a sentence. We're not going to go into that, inshallah, too much, but just to let you know, when you see a different ending on a noun, it doesn't cause the word to change its meaning. Are we happy with that? Okay, so if I say, Shamsun, Shams means, right, the sun. Shams means sun. Shamsun is the same as Shamsun, which is the same as Shamsin, right? A bit of a tongue twister there, right? It means the same thing. It's just some grammar is going on. Some grammar is going on in the sentence. That's why it's changing case. But the word means the same, right? Good. So this is the default. If I was to write a word, a noun by itself, it would be kitabun, shamsun. But in a sentence, if there's some grammar rule going on, if some words are coming before that have the power to change the case of the default, then they will change it to kitaban or kitabin. That's why it changes, because something comes before in the sentence that has the power to change it, or some rule comes before. We're not going to go into that. That's grammar, and that's second level, right? Second level. Oops. Right. Do you notice something about these three words? Does anybody notice something? Kitabun became kitaban and then became kitabin. Can anybody notice something different about one of the words? Something different at the end. Good. Right? Good. This alif. Where did this come from? Why is that not here? And why is it not here? Why has it appeared here? And what does it mean? So meaning-wise, it doesn't change the meaning. It doesn't change the meaning. But there's something in the Arabic language. If a word ends with a double fatha, a double zabar, an alif appears. It just appears. Except if the ending letter is a ta marbuta or a hamza. So if the ending letter is a hamza or a ta marbuta and it has a double fatha on it, you're not going to get an alif appearing there. But all other letters have an alif appearing if there is a double fatha on the last letter. Right? So if you stop there, you would say kitaba, kitaba. If you stop here, it'd be kitab. Over here, it would be kitab. Over here, kitaba. Yeah. So now you might look in the Quran. Look in the Quran when you see a word with a double fatha. Look at it. There's an alif there. Right? That's just Arabic. That's just the way it is. So I thought I'll let you know that. You don't have to worry about writing it because we don't have to write the Quran. You just have to be able to understand what's written and appreciate and know that this alif doesn't change the meaning. It still means a book. Happy so far? Good. Right. Good. Right. So now we're going to learn something, a bit of grammar, a teeny bit of grammar. Right. So we have words in Arabic, okay, indefinite words we call nakira, and definite words ma'rifah. Do you need to learn the Arabic? If you want to, but it's not essential for this course. What I want to let you know is when you get a noun, you get a noun like this one, kitabun, it means a book. When you stick an al in front of it, it changes. This is indefinite. A book is indefinite. It's an indefinite word because it starts off with a. When you stick an al in front of it, it becomes definite. Definite just means it has a the in front of it. Right? So kitabun plus the makes al-kitabu. Now it means the book. So the way to make a word into the, you stick an al in front of it, an alif and a lam. Happy with that? Happy with that one particular one? Kitabun is a book. Al-kitabu is the book. Are we happy with that? Yes, right, okay. What do you notice about kitabun and al-kitabun? The alif lam isn't the only thing that has changed. Yes, good. Good. Are you Arab? Meaning, have you studied Arabic before, or are you non-Arab? You never studied Arabic before? Because you asked, why is there only one page? Yes, that's good. Good. There's only one. Look. Good. Excellent. Non-Arab. Good. Okay. So look, kitabun has a double dhamma. Remember when I said something coming before is going to change the ending? In this case, something that has come and attached to the word itself has caused the double ending to drop to one ending, single. So imagine kitabun, you stick some ink on this side, al, and you have to take some ink off the other side to balance it. Right? That's just a way for you to remember it. Right? So you add al, you add some ink to al to the word kitab. Now you've got to take some ink off the other side. So al-kitabu, whenever there is an al, you don't get a double ending. You don't get a double ending. It becomes single. So the al causes the double to become single. Yeah? This is just for you to appreciate it. If I was to say al-kitabun, then I'm saying it wrong. I'm breaking the rules of grammar. Because the rule of grammar is whenever there is an al, then the ending can't be double. The ending has to be single. So if I said al-kitabun, I'm saying it wrong. You know what it means, but I'm saying it wrong. Get it? Let's look at the other one. Shajaratun means a tree. Why does shajaratun mean a tree? Why does it mean a tree? Why a? Because there is no al. Whenever there is no al, it means a. Okay, even the tanween, even the ending, the double ending shows you it means a, but there's no al, right? It's just shajaratun, rajulan, yawmin. There's no al. So when there's no al, it means a. So shajaratun means a tree. Add the al onto it, it becomes ash-shajaratu, the tree. It's the because of the al. Al means the, basically. And without the al, it means a. So shajaratun is a tree. Ash-shajaratu means the tree. Happy with that? Look, the ending has become single because the al has attached on. So al has disturbed or has changed the ending and made it single. Happy so far? Yes? One yes? Good. Let's look at the next one. Rajulan. Rajulan means a man. It means a because there's no al there. So it's indefinite. Indefinite means it begins with a. So rajulan, it means a man. Now when you go to the man, it becomes al and then rajula, but you're going to say ar-rajula. That's just tajweed. You're going to say ar-rajula. You're going to not pronounce the lam because the ra is one of those letters where you don't pronounce the lam. That's tajweed, right? It's written in the Quran. So it's written in the Indo-Pak Quran. It has a shad there. I don't know about the Uthmani script, how it's written there. Maybe it has a shad there as well. Right, so ar-rajula. The alif lam has come, so it's made it into the. Some ink has come on here, so you have to drop off some ink on that side. What happens is the double becomes a single. Because it's become a single, the alif has disappeared as well, because the alif only appears on a double fatha ending, right? Sabilan becomes as-sabila. So you need to be able to translate now when it is a man and when it's the man, when it is a path, when it is the path. Last one, yawmin, yawmin, a day, becomes al-yawmi, al-yawmi. The alif lam has come. The alif lam means the. Now, because the alif lam has come, the double ending in this case, yeah, has to become single. So al-yawmi. It's not going to be al-yawmin. It's going to be al-yawmi. And baqaratin, a cow, is going to become al-baqarati. Al means the, and baqaratin, the al is going to delete the double and make it single. So al-baqarati. So the main thing in this slide is when a noun doesn't have an al in front of it, it means a, like a book, a car, a son, yeah, a cow, a day. When you get the al attaching to the noun, then it becomes the book, the man, the day, the cow, the path, the tree. And the ending becomes single. But don't worry too much about the ending if you don't get it, because it's already written in the Quran. So now you can open the Quran, have a look for a noun with al in front of it, and you'll see it won't have a double ending. It'll have a single ending. Happy so far? Good. Oof, that's a long one. Let's see what that said. Okay, so why is a single Dhamma changed to a single Fatha Kasra? This slide needs to include the word. Oh, okay, good point. Good point. So the sister is basically saying, why is this Rajulan? There's nothing coming before it, right? There's nothing coming before it. So why is it changed? So the reason why I've written that is this is just an example to show you that if a word was in the Quran, or in, if a word was to have a double fatha ending, then it would look like this. Yeah, so good point. Yeah, but if I start putting the rules on, you're not gonna dial into next week, because they're like high level. So I'm just trying to keep it simple. Just trying to teach you the things you need to know. Like the easiest things first. Yeah, but yeah, it's a good point. Is that double ending and a single ending? Yes. Okay. Yeah, good point. So is the double ending and the single ending still a noun? Yes. The double ending and the single ending is the same thing. It's still a noun. It's just that one, the one ending has become like that because of the al. That's all. Even if you didn't read the ending, you just said rajul, rajula, and you said rajul, ar-rajul. You don't have to even say when Arabs speak, they don't even say the ending. They just say كيف حالك كيف حالك, yeah, حالك. It's really حالك or حالك, right? But they don't say that. It's not جزاك الله خير, it's جزاك الله خيرا. But people, when they speak, they just put sukoon, after everything. At the end, they put sukoon, at the end of everything. But really, it's I'm going to the masjid, I'm going to the masjidun, right? It's not really I'm going to the masjid, right? Really, it'd be, أنا أذهب إلى المسجد. But nobody says that. They just say أنا أذهب إلى المسجد, right? So people just put a sukun at the end. So the ending doesn't change the meaning, right? The ending doesn't change the meaning. They're both still nouns. The only difference is this has a, starts with a, and this one starts with the, because of the al. Right? whenever you get a double ending, remember I said last week, whenever you get a double ending, it shows you that it's a noun. Verbs don't have double endings, right? Right, okay. So make the word definite. So this is an indefinite word. Why? Because it starts off with a. So it's indefinite. So here we're saying make the word definite. So how are you going to make kitabun into the book? So you need to write it in transliteration now, you know, unless you've got Arabic keyboard. Good, excellent. Put al in front of it, good. And the ending is going to become singular. So it's going to become al kitabu, right? Just practicing now. Al kitabu. Al kitabu means the book. Remember, you add some ink on this side here, so you have to take away some ink on that side. Yeah, that's right. So you add al here, and you remove one of the dhammas, one of the pesh. Right? Main message here, even if you don't get the ending, the grammar, what's going on about the ending, why is it changing? Okay, don't worry too much. At least know that al makes it the, and without the al, it makes it a. Right? So it's a because there's nothing, there's no al there. It's by itself. So it's indefinite. When you put the al in front of it, the translation becomes the book. That's really what you need to know. Yeah, the al becomes, yeah, the al makes the indefinite word definite. Because al means the, and a word with the in front of it is definite. Next one. Baytan. Baytan means a house. Baytullah, house of Allah. Yeah. So Baytan means a house, right? Excellent. Good. Somebody else? Good. Good. Okay, it becomes al-bayta. Al means the. Main message you have to know here is the al means the. So the house. And grammatically, okay, good question. Why is the alif removed? Anybody, why is the alif removed? This alif here is being removed. And by the way, those two fathas should be on the ta really. You correct that as well. Those two fathas should be on the ta. Baytan. Why is the alif removed, please? Answer me, anybody. It's an orthographic convention. Two solid words for me. I don't know what that means. Orthographic convention. Right. So good. Right. The alif only appears when the word ends in a double fatha. Right. When the double fatha is taken away, then the alif disappears. It doesn't change the meaning. That's just how it's written in Arabic. So somebody's asking, baytun and al-baytu still means the house and a house. The ending, yeah, the case, whether it's a double dhamma, a double fatha, a double kasra, it doesn't change the meaning of the word. It's just the grammar rule, right? It's just like, for example, I'm going to this school, and if you put the wrong grammar ending, it's like saying I'm going to the school, right? You're saying it wrong. You know, with the rules of grammar, you're saying it wrong, but it's still understood what you're saying, right? So this alif disappears because this alif only appears when the word is ending in a double fatha. Now this word is no longer ending in a double fatha, so the alif disappears. But it's all written it's all written in the Quran. As long as you understand what the word means, the alif just appears sometimes. Right? Al-Bayta, the house. So the house because of the al, and a house because of no al. shajaratin. So suppose the word was good. Shajaratin becomes alif and alam for the, and then shajarati. An alif lam appears there, so your double ending becomes single. You won't say al-shajarati because the rules of tajweed dictate whenever an al is followed by a sheen, then you don't pronounce the al. You don't pronounce the lam. It just becomes ash-shajarati. For those who want to research more, it's called sun letters and moon letters. Sun letters, you don't pronounce sun, I-S-U-N. Sun letters, you don't pronounce the lam. With moon letters, you pronounce the lam. Right? So al-bayt, this is a moon letter. Ba is a moon letter, so you pronounce the lam. You don't have to worry about this because in the Quran, it's indicated by a shad. You just say ash-shad. You're taught how to read it when you learn how to read Quran. Right? So we're happy with that? Yeah, that's it. Shamsiya and Qamariya. Yeah, sun letters and moon letters. Anybody wants to do any more research on that? Next one. Siratun. Sirat al-ladhina. Yeah, Sirat al-ladhina. So already in Surah Al-Fatiha, we see this. Siratun. Siratun means a path. A path. So how do you make it into the path? Okay, we're already doing it here. Yeah, yes. As-siratu. The alif lam appears and makes it the. So when the alif lam appears, you can't have a double. It has to become single. So siratun, a path, becomes as-siratu, the path. Happy with that? We're going to have to break for Maghrib, right? And I think we've got enough time to just go all the way till 9 o'clock and break up at 9 o'clock, right? So I think we just don't have a break. We just break at 9, right? Is that right? So Sabil and Sirat means path. They do have a difference. They do have a difference. Yeah. Adhabin. Adhabin means, we've done it. Adhabin means a punishment. Why is it a punishment? Tell me, why is it a punishment? Why does this translate as a punishment? Why not the punishment? Good. There's no al. Whenever there's no al, then it means a. Right? So the a is because there's no al. It's just the word itself, the raw word, it's always a. Okay, so it becomes al-adhabi. Al-adhabi. So now it's here, the, and the rest, punishment. And because the al has been added, you've got to knock off something on the other end. So you have to knock off the double and make it single. So if you said al-adhabin, you're saying it wrong. That's like school, right? You're saying it wrong. It needs to be said the correct way. Now, when the Quran was written down, there was no fathah makasras. There was even no dots. So these were put in afterwards because people started reading it wrong, right? So these were then vowels were put in so people who are non-Arabs could read it without making mistakes. Because if you sometimes change the ending, it could change the meaning of the whole sentence. It could mean the opposite. You know, maybe it could even mean the opposite, but it can definitely change the meaning, and it can mean the opposite as well. So they wrote the vowels down, fathah makasras, so that people could read it correctly. Now, if we knew Arabic properly, we wouldn't need it. Like the Arabs in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they didn't need to have the vowels. They knew how to read Arabic, right? It's like similar for those who know how to read Urdu. The letters of Urdu and the letters of Arabic are nearly the same, right? There's a few extra ones in Urdu, but in Urdu you don't have any fatha dhamma kasras. You don't do it because the people who can read Urdu don't need them because they know how to read it. It's the same thing with Arabic. The people who know Arabic don't need these vowels, right? So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward those people who, you know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward the people who put the vowels in. Next one, Zalimun. Zalimun means oppressor. It's a word in Urdu as well. You might be called Zalim at one time, right? Zalim. That's what I say. Right? It's Zalimun, right? Which means an oppressor, right? Because the oppressor, he puts something in other than its correct place. That's what Zalama comes from, the word. It comes from the action of putting something in other than its correct place. So when somebody oppresses, he's doing the wrong thing. He should have done it this way, but on purpose he's doing it another way, so he's committing oppression. So Zalimun is an oppressor. So how do you say the oppressor? The oppressor? You just take an alif lam there. The. So alif lam is the. And then Zalimu. Al-Zalimu means the oppressor. And the double ending now has become single because the al has the power to remove the double ending. Yes? So al-Zalimu. Happy with that? Right. I didn't get that one. Right, okay. So mu'minun, a believer. Masculine, okay? A male believer. How are you going to say the believer? The. Al-mu'minu. Excellent. Al-mu'minu. The mu'min. The believer. The alif lam has the power to remove the double ending and make it a single ending. It's already written in the Quran, but it's just like maybe the most basic rule of Arabic grammar. The al makes the double ending become singular. It's already written in the Quran, so if you didn't get that, it doesn't matter. It's already written in the Quran. It's just that so you know what's going on. Al-mu'minu, the believer. Mu'minatin. Now look at this one. It's mu'min again, but the ta marbuta has been added, so it means a believer, but feminine. It means a woman believer. So mu'minun became mu'minatun, or mu'minin became mu'minatin. When you add the ta marbuta at the end, it makes it feminine. So mu'minatin means a female believer. So how are you going to say the female believer? The female believer. The. Oh, sorry, you've already done it. Right. Al-mu'minati means the believer. Okay, so al makes it the, and without the al, it makes it a. So you need this in your, in your test. You're going to be tested on this, inshallah. Right? In verses, maybe you get a verse and it's like you have to translate it, but you have to select the right one. If it's al, it's going to have the translation, and if there's no al, it's going to have a translation. Right? Right. So just again, the different word endings, this is the grammar going on here, right? This is the case. So dhamma ending case. This one is a word with a fatha ending. This is the word with a kasra ending. The ending, the case ending, doesn't change the meaning of the word, right? So what does al-kitabu mean? What does al-kitabu mean? Without looking at your booklet. Al-kitabu, the book. Good. What does al-kitaba mean? The book. Good. What does al-kitabi mean? The book. Now when Arabs speak, they just say al-kitab. Al-kitab. They put a sukoon at the end and they don't end it with grammar. That's how people speak now, Arabic. They don't speak with the grammar ending. But really, if you want to speak properly, then the students, of Arabic, they speak properly with the grammar endings. And that's the proper way. Right? So al-kitabu, al-kitaba, al-kitabi, they all mean the book. Yes, in a sentence, the meaning of the sentence, may have a different meaning, but the literal word itself still means the book. Right? Something's going to happen in the sentence sometimes. Sometimes the meaning of the sentence is going to change. Right? It's going to have a different meaning. Sometimes it's not going to affect the meaning. But all we need to know for now is the word, even in those cases, the word literally still means the same thing. Still the book. Right? The book, the book, the book. And the last thing I want to teach today, inshallah, this is a simple sentence. Hadha, we've done this. Masjidun, we all know what a masjid is, okay? Kabirun is a new word. Kabirun. Kabirun. What does that sound like? Kabirun. Yeah? Big. Right? That's where we get the word Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. It comes from the same word that this comes from. Kabura. Right? So Kabirun means big. But look what's going on here. This is a masjid big. In Arabic, the description comes after the noun. In English, we say, this is a big masjid. In Arabic, we say, this is a masjid big. Okay, so the adjective, the descriptor, the description word, it comes after the noun it's describing. So you would say the car fast, the masjid tall, the skyscraper tall, right? The sun bright. So you're going to say it like that in Arabic. The description comes after the noun it's describing. Here. In Arabic, the adjective, the description, it comes after the noun. Are we happy with that? So here, hadha, put it in red. This is masjidun. Masjid, I put it here because in English you say it the other way around. And then kabirun is big, but in English we say it before. So that's why I've put it like this. Happy? And then similar, dhalika baytun saghirun. So dhalika means, from last week, that is. Baytun, we've just done today, a house. Saghirun means small. That's where we get sughra from, right? Which means, has a meaning of small as well, right? Saghirun means small. It's opposite of kabirun. So kabirun big, saghirun small. So look, dhalika, that is, baytun, a house. Saghirun means small. So in Arabic, you're going to say, that is a house small. So we're going to see, inshallah, some verses. We've got about 20 minutes left, inshallah. We're going to see some verses with this in, what I'm showing you today, inshallah. Are we happy with that? And just this final point here. This is, so the word saghirun is the adjective, okay? It's describing the noun. Let's look at some rules here. The ending of the adjective matches the ending of the noun. Look, if the noun ends in a double dhamma, a double pesh, then its adjective is going to match it and also end in the double pesh. The adjective will be definite if the noun is definite. So basically, there's no al here, so there's going to be no al on the adjective. It's going to match it. The adjective will be indefinite if the noun is indefinite. Same thing. When there's an al, then the adjective is going to have an al. When there is no al, then the adjective, the description word, is also not having an al. And the same is in Spanish grammar as well. Now you might think, how do I know that? Because one of the students just told me, right? So the same in Spanish grammar, right? Right, right, okay. The last thing, the gender of the adjective matches the gender of the noun, right? So this is not a feminine word. So you're not going to have a ta marbuta at the end here. If it was a feminine word, you would have a ta marbuta. It would be saghiratun, right? So that you can, so the description, if it's describing a feminine word, it's going to be feminine itself. It's going to have a ta marbuta at the end. If the word is describing as masculine, it's not going to have a ta marbuta at the end, right? So you're maybe not going to be tested on this, but I want you to know that, because you're going to see now some verses. You're going to want to know that anyway, and you'll see some verses that has that in. Inshallah. Does the adjective match the number of the noun of the noun too? Yes. Yes. So somebody's asked a question. Good question. Are you Arab? I don't mention the names here because people might not appreciate that their name's been mentioned. If their name is iPhone, or if their name is S, or if their name is Sugar, then I might say that. But when it's real names, I don't say them. Right. But good question. Does the adjective match the noun in the number? So if it's a singular noun, will it be a singular adjective? Yes, it will. Right. Okay. Right. But we won't cover that in this lesson. That's level 2, I think. Inshallah. Right. Okay. That's all the theory done for today. All the theory is done. Right. We learned that the al makes it into the, and we learned that the double ending becomes single. We also learned that the ending doesn't change the meaning of the word. Right. Right. So look at this one. Hadha. Try to, okay, I've taken the verse out now so you can't see it. Try not to look at your books. Let's see let's see if we can write down what hadha means. Hadha, what's hadha mean? This, okay, this is this. Shay'un ajibun. So we've not done shay'un ajibun. It's new, okay? It means, shay'un means something, a thing, and ajibun means strange. And ajib is also an Urdu word. And even in Urdu you say ajib shay, right? You say that in Urdu, ajib shay, for those people who know it. And shay'un ajibun is the same. I think it's taken from here, right? So look at this. Shay'un is the thing. Ajibun is the description. Both don't have al. Both end in a double. That's masculine. This one is masculine. Okay. Right? So hadha shay'un ajibun. This is a thing strange. So the description is coming after the thing it's describing. Yep. So it's in the Quran. You can check the verses off. Right? Hadha adhabun alimun. Somebody's asking, am I Sindhi because of this hat? No, I'm not Sindhi. I'm from Lahore. Right? Okay. Is it because of the hat? That's my mum's preference. My mum not Sindhi either. Okay. هذا هذا this is adhabun. We've done adhabun now. We should know adhabun, a punishment. So now you look, okay? Is because there's no al there, right? Okay. So that's Ali. Somebody's written, this is, somebody wrote here, knowledgeable. Knowledgeable is alim with a ain. With a ain, alim, that's, yeah, knowledge. But this is alim. Alim means something else. That's why tajweed is very important. If you say adhabun alimun, you're reading it wrong and it's having a different meaning. So alim means painful, torturous, right? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from that. So here we see adhabun is the noun, alimun is the description. The description comes after the noun. The description ending matches the ending of the noun. This alif lam isn't the alif lam of the. This is the actual word alim, right? With the alif lam, it'd be al-alim, right? So you're going to get that as well sometimes, yeah? Not every single word that you see with alif lam means the, because the alif lam might be part of the actual base word, like in this case, right? So this is a punishment, painful. So this is a painful punishment. Yeah. Okay, next one. وَأَعَدَّ لَهُمْ. So we've not done this, so I will just reveal it. And he prepared for them. We will do some of this, inshallah, later. And he prepared for them ajran, a reward. It's not al-ajran, it's ajran, a reward. Kareeman, generous. So you see the description is coming after the thing it's describing. In English, you have to put it the other way, otherwise it's not going to make sense. You say generous reward, but in Arabic it's reward generous. And literally it's a reward, a generous. Yeah, like that. Like, you can understand it like that. Look, this one is ajran. So something came before that caused ajrun to become ajran. And you see the alif has appeared as well. Something came before that caused ajrun to become ajran. Now that it's ajran, the description is going to be kareeman. Right? So here we see now it's become a double fatha ending, because this one is a double fatha ending. No al here, no al there. Yeah? Try to finish in 15 minutes, inshallah. Move on. Okay, good. Inna Allah, inna Allah. So inna, it means indeed. We'll learn that later, inshallah. Whatever you can pick up from these verses, you're free to pick up. Yeah, pick it up, make notes, write down in your booklet, write down next to it what the word literally means. Inna Allah, right? Allah is the noun here. Something came before it that caused Allahu to become Allah. And in this case, it's the inna. This word inna, it makes the next word with a fatha on. But you don't have to worry about that. I'm just showing you, letting you know, if, in case you just wanted to know why. Right? So inna Allah, indeed Allah. Now the description. Ghafurun rahimun. Okay? Ghafurun rahimun. So when I tell you a rule, there's going to be exceptions as well. This is one of the exceptions. Look, Allah has a fatha here, but the description has dhamma, two dhammas as well, right? So what's going on there? Some other grammar rule. You don't have to worry too much because it's already written. As long as you know how to read it, that's fine, right? So Ghafurun Rahimun, the description is coming after Allah. So Allah is being described, and the description is coming after the mention of Allah. Okay? Wahwa. Wahwa means and he. Ala means on. Ala. Siratin is away. Away, yeah? There's no al there. Away. Mustaqimin, straight. Now, this siratun has become siratin because of something that came before it. But now it's become siratin, the mustaqimin. It's going to be mustaqimin. So the adjective is matching the noun. Yes? Is it correct to say the words in the... Next one. ذَلِكَ. So yeah, I think you'd call inna, yeah, particle. ذَلِكَ. We're doing ذَلِكَ now. What does ذَلِكَ mean? ذَلِكَ, you got to tell me. ذَلِكَ means that is. If you haven't done your revision, you're not going to know. And if you're not going to know, then you're going to struggle even further. So try to get those 4 words in that we did last week. Try to get them in your head. Solid, okay? ذَلِكَ, that is. Huwa means it is. ذَلِكَ means that is. Huwa means it is. Huwa can also mean he is, like قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Say, he is Allah. So huwa can mean he is or it is for a masculine thing. So that is, ذَلِكَ, that is. Huwa, okay, so ذَلِكَ, that. Huwa, it. Al-fadlul kabiru. Al-fadlu is the favor. Al-fadlu, the favor. The al is showing you that is the. Al-fadlu, look, the al has come, so the ending has become singular. Al-fadlu al-kabiru. Literally, the big. This is beginning with al, so its description is going to begin with al too. This is ending in a dhamma, so its description is going to end in a dhamma. Right? So al-fadlul kabiru. Kabiru, al-kabiru is the description of al-fadlu. So you can see the description is coming afterwards and the description is matching. Beginning with al, the description is beginning with al. This is ending with a single dhamma. This is the description is also going to end with a single dhamma. Why add it is? So somebody's saying that why is it saying dhalika and then huwa? Why is it saying it twice? Right, this is it with the Quran. You're not going to see that in English, but it's being said twice. So what's the benefit? What's the significance? Is it meaning double emphasis or is something else going on? Yeah, I don't want to say it because I've not looked into that particularly, but yes, dhalika and then it is. Yeah, it's saying it twice. So we need to give it some, attention. That why is it saying it twice? Right? So you're going to get this. You get this, right? You won't see this in the English language. In the English language, you're going to say that is the great favor, but that's flat. It's ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْفَضْلُ الْكَبِيرُ. Then scholars explain that what's the significance of it being mentioned twice here, right? That's balagha, that's another level. Right, and then this is in the other font. For the people who like this font, you can see it here, and on the recording, you can pause it so you can see that. It's also written in the book, so you've got it in the booklet as well. All right, we've got 9 minutes left. We've got one more slide, so let's just try to do this, inshallah. Qul. Qul means, we've not done it yet, but qul means, like qul huwa Allahu ahad, say. Qul means say. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is being told by Allah to say. Huwa means it is. Naba'un means news. Azim means great, tremendous. Naba'un is the noun. Azimun is the description. The description comes after the noun. They both end in a double ending, double dhamma. So the description ends in a double dhamma. Wahuwa, wow means and. Huwa means he is. Al-Ghafuru, Al-Wadudu. Al-Ghafuru, the forgiving. Al-Wadudu, the loving. Yeah? Alhamdulillah. We have a God who is loving. He loves us, and we didn't do anything for that. He loves us. News and Azim matches. Azim matches the news. Yeah? Next one. Ihdina. Ihdina. Guide us. We've not done ihdina yet. Ihdina. Guide us. As-sirata. Look, as-sirata. So it's alif lam. So it means the path, the way. Al-mustaqima. The straight. Because there's a al here, so its description is also going to have an al. The noun ends with a fatha, single fatha, so its description is also going to end with a single fatha. Inshallah, on the Telegram group, once I've checked the test out, I'll let you know what in the quiz what sort of things you need to know for the test. Okay, wa ayatun, and a sign, lahum, for them, al-ardu, al. You're going to need this in your test, inshallah, that the al here. The al means the. This is the alif. That's the lam. That's how it looks when the next letter is an alif again. So al-ardu means the earth. Al-maytatu means the dead. Literally. Yeah. Maut. Yeah. You know, maut means death. Maytatu, dead. The al here is because there's an al here. The ending is ending with a single dhamma, and this one ending with a single dhamma. The only thing, the special thing about this one is maytatu. This has a tam buta at the end. It's a feminine description. So that means what it's describing is a feminine word. And al-ardu is a feminine word. Don't have to worry about it. We've not covered that category. Right? It doesn't matter if you don't know. As long as you know what al-maytatu means, job done. But if you go into it deeper, it's feminine. That's showing that this word is feminine. Right? It's one of the feminine ones we haven't done yet. That's level 2. But the course we're doing now is level 1. Right? Next one. يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة. يا أيتها أو النفس, the soul. The soul. المطمئنة, the tranquil. You know, even in Urdu we will say mutma'in, satisfied, right? So tranquil. Mutma'inna, satisfied. I'm sorry, tranquil. Some may even translate that as, you know, something like satisfied, right? But I'm just going to keep with what the translation here is. You can look in the Quran and see if there's any other words that have been used in English to describe what the translation of mutma'inna is. Again here, look, al. So the description is going to have al. They both end in a dhamma, but again, mutma'inna has a ta marbuta. So that's telling you that this word nafsu is also feminine, right? Just extra information. As long as you know an-nafsu means, you know, al-mutma'inna means, doesn't matter if you realize that this is feminine and this is what's going on here. Doesn't matter if you didn't realize that because it's already written, but that's what's going on. Last one, يَخَافُونَ الْعَذَابَ الْأَلِيمَ. يَخَافُونَ, khawf, they fear. Al-'adhaba, the punishment. Al-alima, the painful. Right? The and the, both ending in a double fatha. Yeah. Ya ayyatuha means, translates as oh. Okay, so we've got a few minutes left. This is the Indo-Pak font. Pause the screen if you want there on the recording. Right. These are the next set of words we have to learn for this week. Nasun. Nasun 241 times. People, mankind. Qul a'udhu birabbin nas. Yawmun. And the plural is ayyamun. As long as you remember the singular, if If you can remember the plural, all well and good. If you can't remember the plural, then just remember the singular. Yawmun means a day. Could mean an eon, a certain amount of time. 472 times. Look at the next one. Min and man. Min means from. Man means who, whoever. About 4,000 times in the Quran. This is how you're getting your 40% vocabulary. 4,000 times this word comes up in the Quran, either in min form or man, right? In the search tool that I used, I couldn't differentiate between min and man, right? But together, they're coming up about 4,000 times in the Quran, yeah? Min sharril, right? Min, from the evil, or from evil, right? So learn these words, min and man. Min means from, man means who, whoever. Ma'a means with. Ma'a, with. A'ilahum ma'allah. Is there a God with Allah? Ma'a. Ma'a means with. Qabla is an Urdu word as well. Qabl. It means before. Qabla. Before. 250 times. Ala means on. Could mean above. Could mean against. On account of, despite. But most of the time, on. Just understand it to mean on. Right? Ala, 715. Kabirun. The word that sounds like it is. Kabirun. Right? 44. Big, great, old. Qawmun is a people. A people. Qawmun. A people. Maybe even translates as a nation. Last week's slide had a nation in there. Right? Kathirun, a lot. Now, easy way to remember Kathirun, if you know the scholar Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir was a scholar that we all maybe heard of. Right? He wrote the tafsir, the famous tafsir of Ibn Kathir and other books as well. And did he have a lot of knowledge or a bit of knowledge? A lot or a bit? Yeah? Much, a lot. Right? Easy way to remember it. Kathirun means a lot. He had a lot of knowledge. Ibn Kathir. Right, so Kathir means a lot. And in Urdu, it's the same word. Kathir means a lot. Hudan. I'm aware that the people, the students, they're not all Urdu speaking, but I'm just saying it because there are some that are Urdu speaking. So I'm just saying it for the benefit of them. They might click. Right? Hudan means guidance. Guidance. Ihdina comes from there. Hudan, guidance. Right? Yahdikumullah wa yuslih balakum. Yahdikumullah. May Allah guide you. And the last one, rahmatun means mercy. May Allah have mercy on us all. As we say, rahimahullah, when a person died, we say, rahimahullah. You don't have to say it when he's died, but we do, right? You can say rahimahullah to somebody who's alive as well. But rahimahullah, right? Rahima. So, may Allah, may Allah have mercy. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Yeah, mercy. Why does Hudan have a ya and not an alif? That's the way it is in Arabic for that word, right? So yeah. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. Okay. Right. Lastly, how do you know a word? So this is the homework. How do you know if a word is definite or indefinite? So a definite word, just give you the answers as well, right? Write it down if you want, right? Definite word is a word that has an alif in front of it and it has the at the start. Indefinite is one that starts off with a, doesn't have the alif in front of it. Make 3 indefinite words from the vocabulary list definite. So you're going to get 3 words that don't have an alif in front of it, and you're going to write them down with the alif in front of it, and then you have to knock off the double ending, right? Talk about somebody who's giving you the answers. For the following examples, write 3 ways in which the adjective agrees with the noun, right? We've been covering that today. And lastly, learn all the words in the vocabulary list. And we are hitting Maghrib time now. So that's the end of the class. Inshallah, I'll put a quiz on the Telegram group and then you will get a test and do the homework. Any questions, ask in the group in one of the comments. I'll put a little, after the recording, I'll put a little comment in there saying, ask your questions here. So you can ask it, or you can ask in the discussion group. Or if you want to just ask me personally, you can just send me a message, no problem. Right. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability and the grasp of the Arabic language. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to benefit and to practice what is written in the Quran and the Sunnah. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.